Hello and welcome to the Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt,
and today we're reviewing,
the Defenders.
episode 3, Worst Behaviour. So Jessica Jones, I mean, pardon my French, but is cutting the short shit short. You got Matt in there and he's like, yo, what's popping? And I guess he kind of, with the whole bringing up what she can do and Kilgrave and stuff like that, that was enough to push her over the edge. She was having enough of it, so she kind of stormed out, and then she gets the phone call, and that's enough to tip Matt off that, it's going down. She's a person of interest, so I'm going to follow her. I don't think she's sinister, in his opinion, but he knows if he wants to get more leads, then he's going to follow her.
Yeah, I think it was a bit, let's say, lacking tact in bringing up the Kilgrave thing that quickly, though. I mean, let's try and get to know her a little before he says, hey, remember that bloke who raped you?
I feel like he was probably like, I was half expecting him to say, yo, I'm Daredevil. I'm the devil of Hell's Kitchens. That's what I was expecting, so maybe he thought if he let her in a little that he could reciprocate.
Sure, but, take her out for a drink first. They literally just met.
Yeah. So, yeah, leading on. I like the whole thing a little later on where he's following her and then she's following him. And, I don't get why he started doing his parkour stuff.
Neither do I. I didn't get it. Like, at first I thought, okay, he's onto her. And now they're going to do a switcheroo again. But then no. And then I thought, is he going off to do something? Again, no. He just seemingly did it for no reason.
Yeah, I don't... Because he must have heard her following him. And then he kind of just flips up his stick right in front of her and then disappears. And it's just like, oh, okay then. Because later on, it's like he's shocked that she's got pictures of him. And it's
Yeah,
like...
that's what I was saying. Because it seems like he had no idea.
Yeah, and it's like, surely he'd be able to hear the shutter go. So, yeah, I mean, you got Alexandra, it kind of flashes back a little bit to months ago, and you've got the guy in the white suit who's clearly, like, super into it now, as opposed to just being like, you'd think he was just like a guy, you know what I mean? But he's been working with him for months. So he must be. You said that maybe in one of the last reviews that Alexandra's like the New York division head, maybe is like the Hood division head, if you know what I mean, like someone relatable to the Hood. Yeah, so he kind of comes along and says, yo, we got Black Sky, and then we kind of have the whole thing with Elektra where she's brought back, and then she's kind of getting trained up again, and then she references that Alexandra references that she's been brought back a couple times, and then we kind of fast forward to modern day, and then you've got Stick kind of as prisoner. I'm trying to think why
they kind of, before we get to Stick, that I understand wanting to show the Elektra coming back to life and all that stuff. That was cool. I did think they kind of dragged on that opening bit for a while though, as in the training Elektra part. Like, it was cool to see her beat some hell out of some dudes, but we already know she's badass. We've seen that in Daredevil. It just felt like, let's get to the point. To be honest, I was sat there waiting to get to the end of the last episode where Daredevil and Jessica Jones were meeting, but that took about like 17 minutes to get to. I just felt a bit dragged out. But Stick, why are they holding him prisoner? I don't really know.
What do you mean it took 17 minutes for them to meet?
For us, it took about 17 minutes to get back to the Daredevil and Matt Murdock and Jessica Jones in the police station.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying that close attention. Yeah. So Stick he clocks Elektra and stuff like that, and then he courageously lops his hand off and then disappears through a vent and then kind of vanishes. So it's like, F you, Alexandra, and your crew. You ain't S. You know what I mean?
Does he not feel any sort of pain?
I guess not. Is a good guy.
He's trained his mind. Why not?
So yeah, and then we kind of get our meeting. Kind of, you've got Luke Cage goes back to his apartment and is talking to Claire, and she's like, "Oh, they lips," and then like she's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I got clocked one by like this guy in glowing. I think he had a glowing hand." It's like, what do you mean you think he had a glowing hand? Either he did or he didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't kind of get that.
What I loved for the giveaway was like he mentioned the glowing hand, but then the giveaway, no, it's just white boy. And then so yeah, that must be him. And then they jumped on the phone, and then they met pretty quickly. I think they got to that quite quickly, didn't they?
Yeah. And then you had the other jokey stuff about, oh yeah, it's like I'm the immortal Iron Fist, and is calling bullshit, and then he brings up the dragon and is like, ah, you ain't serious, you know what I mean? Yeah, I kind of like that. And then you got the whole white boy privilege stuff, and
Oh,
it's like, and then Danny kind of schools him a little bit, and is like, he's talking about his boy who got arrested, and he was like, you didn't get arrested, and he was like, neither did you. Uh, so yeah, you kind of had that whole billionaire cash money, and it's like you don't know, and it's like, oh whatever, man, don't make it. I don't see why they have to make it about that. I mean, I guess whatever. No more references to that, please. I mean, we get it now. You know what I mean. Don't milk it, because it ain't hot. It's just inciting racial hatred, I feel.
well, look, I think they had to make their point. I mean, character-wise, if we are going to be fair, Danny Rand is a billionaire, and who happens to be white, and Luke Cage and the black guy from Harlem. So I get it, the differences in characters. I'd like to say, once you've done it, let's move on now. We don't need an entire season of them talking about it.
In layman's terms, the streets have no love. So yeah, and then I guess Luke Cage ends up storming out, and then he goes to prison to meet the guy, and there chops in, and then yeah, it's like, yo, go see my mama and get holler this at her. So he ends up going there and is talking with mama, and then she gets the phone call. It's kind of
Yeah,
what
I didn't particularly care about the scene, to be honest, until she got the phone call, and then
that was some good acting.
It was, yeah.
I like that a lot. I mean, it was very sad. What I liked as well was the whole he opens up the tin and is looking at the stacks, the fat stack, and then you got the ticket with Midland Circle. I thought that was cool. I like Jessica Jones. She goes to the architect's place, and then it's like, oh yeah, the latest building, Midland Circle, and then you got Danny Rand goes to. I was half expecting the assistant to be a member of the Hand. I don't know what it was. I guess not, but obviously not. But I was sitting there and she's acting a little sketchy, and I was thinking, oh, let me guess, she's gonna leave the office and then she's gonna phone someone. So yeah.
All right, because Danny took some of what Luke Cage said on board. And they kind of put, and you know, I do assume they are trying to address, even though he hasn't completely calmed down, they are trying to address the fact that Danny was just so bloody angry throughout his entire show. And so he does kind of take the point on board that maybe you can use some of the wealth and privilege and blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. So he goes to Rand and just kind of brings up the fact that they were in business with a Hand.
Yeah, I guess the woman, the assistant, I guess she's Ward's assistant, they kind of glaze over that with the whole is on a business trip. Maybe try in a month, you know what I mean? Not maybe try in a couple of days, try back in a month. It's like, where the hell is this guy on a business trip to? Mars?
Why not?
Yeah. And then yeah, he gets a tip on Midland Circle. I like that, and like the only reason Daredevil's there is because he's following Jessica Jones. It's like no detective work needed. I'm just gonna ominously follow her. So yeah, and then they kind of get to the building, and then he goes in there and it's like, yo, I want to meet the CEOs. He goes in there and all the CEOs are just sitting there looking at him, and then he gives the speech. It would have been so fun.
I've got to say that I've been trying, and I'm not hating on Iron Fist. I'm kind of tolerating him so far in the show, even though I hated the show. That moment did nearly lose me though. It did seem a bit back to his show where he's just spouting out this crap about being the immortal Iron Fist and whatever.
It would have been so funny if they turned round and were like, "What are you talking about?" If they were
Yeah,
just random people, that was jokes. But yeah, it turns out they were the people. And then in comes Alexandra or Alexandria. I can't remember. Whatever.
the Thorny Weaver.
Yeah. And then she's like, she kind of runs her stuff off, and she's like, "Oh," and then she drops that she wants him alive. And then you got the girl pulling like a gun to the back of the head, and I was like, "Do something then." And then she didn't really do anything, and then he obviously knocks the gun. Then you had the cool fight scene, and then they kind of come in with the tranquilizer guns and stuff like that. And then in comes Luke Cage, and then like all of a sudden they've got like live rounds. It's like, "Yo, do you want him alive or what?" It's like, "What do you want? I can't work it out." You know what I mean? That was cool when like he obviously comes in, throws a couple people around, and then they do the back-to-back bulletproof shield thing. That was real cool. And then you've got flipping Matt Murdock running up all the stairs, and he gets there, and like Jessica Jones just pops out. And obviously you get the thing from the trailer. It's like, "You look dumb," and it's like, "Yo, it's your scarf." And then yeah, you get the all-star team up.
Yeah, which quickly descends into Daredevil fighting Elektra, or as everyone else beats the crap out of the Nomads. Which is cool. It took him a while longer to notice who Elektra was than I thought it would. I suppose he's a blind guy and there's no giveaway, but the fight drags on for a little. I don't mean that in a bad way, but
Elektra's outfit looked cool, and her hair looked vibrant. Her hair looked amazing. From the front on, when she first kind of walks out, I don't know, there was just something about it. It just looked great. Other people watching this would have noticed that, so don't worry about it.
And they addressed the Iron Fist again. As much as the speech nearly lost me, the fight won me over. Iron Fist doing the fighting, that was cool. Especially when he pops in and punches her. There you go, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, Muller's the sword blade first, and then she goes through the wall as well. I wasn't expecting her to go through the wall. I thought it was sick that he like Muller's the blade, and just the fact she just happens to blast through the wall again.
Why not?
Yeah, that was real cool. I like that. I like the team up. They did that well, and it's like 3 episodes in. There's 5 episodes left. They kind of got to it and did it big. Obviously, the scene with Daredevil in the alleyway where he like did that random stuff, that's probably like a bit of a boo-boo to me. Like, I didn't get, I'll admit I didn't get that. But like
No.
all the others...
Look, I still think, I agree, I think it was a mistake. It doesn't make any sense. I get what they're going for in terms of the show. The idea is she's meant to say, okay, there's more to this guy than meets the eye. Like the characters learning more about each other kind of thing. But just from there's no point in him doing it. I don't really understand why.
Yeah. One thing as well, I kind of want Jessica Jones to like show off her full potential. Because when Luke Cage punches someone, you know he's got super strength. When she does, you don't, if you know what I mean. It's like, I want to see her do some cool stuff.
Yeah, all we've really seen her do strength-wise is pull that car back in the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go for some sort of social message and stuff like that, it's like, make Elektra's already cool, make Jessica Jones cool, because you have the scene where she kicks off the wall and like splats the guy and then punches him in the face, but really I don't get the impression that she's got super strength. So I want to see her just dash people about, because that's cool anyway, don't matter who does it. But for me, it's like she's kind of restrained at the moment, visually restrained, if you know what I mean.
I agree, but I think the power-wise, I agree, but I think people like her character, so they've got a bit of faith in her so far.
She's got a lot of personality.
Right, and because of her personality, I think they can hold back a little where they have to go full in with Iron Fist. They have to, people are negative towards him, they have to kind of show him as a badass, so that could have been her doing it to Elektra, but you need people to think Iron Fist is cool, so you give him that moment instead. She'll probably get hers maybe in the next episode or two, I imagine.
Let's talk numbers.
Best episode yet for me. Worth the build up though, but best episode yet so far. I'll give it an 8.5.
No, I'll clock it up to a 9. There's been a slow build up. I gave the first one 8, next one 8.5, this one all the way got to be a 9. Solid, loved it. Yeah, and I'm excited to see the next episode, which we will review. So hold on to your hats. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And this is the Superhero Hub, and we'll see you next time.